to Timberborn. And yes, you did all have the great idea that I could have cleared this mountain with tunneling. I always forget that that's a thing. I mentioned several times, I think, that it takes a really long time for my brain to adapt to change, and that's one of the types of change that it takes me a long time to adapt to. So yeah, it's not that I don't like using it, don't want to use it, it's just I struggle with adaptation to things. So yeah, kind of is what it is, unfortunately, with that kind of thing. So yeah, today we're going to start building the Sky City. My intent is to have that as a standalone district, overseeing these lowly peasants. I've got some ideas about how we're going to do that. I've installed some mods which are going to allow us to do that, but I want to finish off this kind of well-being area first, and I've installed some mods finally to help us do that as well. So we have the power shaft tunnel, which we need to unlock, which requires science, but that's fine. We've got the science to do it. We might have to do the old side-by-side tunnel again, but I think that's going to allow us to do things without demolishing buildings. So I'm hoping we can maybe come up under the house and take power out of the house, because houses transfer power, and bring it over to here. So we'll maybe have a go at that. Yeah, I said I think we might need to kind of double stack things. And what we want to do is probably go down a layer below this so we can't see it. So let's start that process. It's that one there, I think probably one more, probably. So that's that. And then I just want to check if I come over. Just going to pause the game and grab a normal tunnel. So we have the solid tubeway tunnel as well, and the power shaft tunnel. So if I come here and I go down to where we are there, and then I come out. So yeah, so we need to go down one more level with our platform and power shaft tunnel. That needs to go there. And then if we come over to this is a house that has power. I'm going to go in the middle of it just in case. Then we'll go all the way down to there. And then, so I've never used these before. I don't know if we can just run the solid power shaft tunnel, a tunnel through terrain, replacing it with a solid power shaft. So maybe we can just do, yes, this. Obviously we need to be able to build it. And I don't know if, I'm assuming that we essentially need a tunnel running along the side of it to be able to build it? Question mark. So what we'll do is we'll just throw some dynamite there to start that process. Because I'm guessing we're gonna need to throw in a tunnel here, maybe here, and do something a bit like we did before. We'll see. We'll see. So that's that. We've got this area over here that we started to level out. Don't know if these did open. Awesome. So they're just taking a little while to flow through. So I think there's probably benefit in keeping this at the level it's at to help protect it from contamination. So my thought is that we want to get down here. Maybe down here and down here. What's that one? Platform and path tunnel. Okay. So it puts the path in as it goes. That's kind of cool. Maybe we actually come across here. And given that I want to put dirt in here, we maybe can just start this process with dirt. And we put in a lumberjack. And we mark all of these trees to be cut. And then we're going to slowly need to give them access through the means of adding in dirt blocks as we go. So that's going to be a bit of a process. I know. I probably shouldn't steal that phrase all of the time, but it kind of is a thing now, isn't it? You know. And then over here, we probably need to do the same thing. So maybe if we come down here. I'm just going to delete these ones, I think. It'll be quicker. There's not very many of them. So bosh, bosh, bosh. Let's put another ladder there. They'll get that one, they can get that one, and then we can get them access to that one. Yeah. Let's throw in a second lumberjack there as well. Just speed that process up a little bit. H for boom. Are we down far enough? Does not look like it. No. So we want, I think, a single dynamite there. Are they all connected up? I'm not sure if they are. We'll have a, I guess we'll see as it goes. So I've not used this mod before, so I could be using it wrong. Next. So I intend, kind of thinking out loud. So I had thought about building our Sky City over here because we've got some bad water sources. Because there's a mod that I want to use which will make use of the bad water source. The alternative is we build it off of here, but I don't want to steal all of that bad water. That's another option. Building it there actually might be kind of cool. Yeah, we're going to go for there. So we've got a bad water source there. We need to get to it, obviously. But step one is going to be getting a tubeway there. So what that means is we need to clear some stuff. And we have here, that's a scavenger flag. We're going to get rid of the scavenger flag. We're going to put in, you guessed it, the lumberjack flag. Cut trees. Cut trees. there. Let's get those out, and we're essentially going to have to route that up here and through there. Now that does take away from my alternative option of boosting the power for the river, but I think this is going to be cool, so we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Because I think that's all of the bad water sources on the map. If we actually, let's just double check. If we scroll down, that's all we're looking for really, is a bad water source, because that way we can get our permanent power. Yeah, so the other one is there, but that affects our main river. So that's what we're going to go for. Right, let's get in here. That's sorted. Let's get the ladders in here. Go. I mean, I guess actually we could test out, because we have technology now. Did that and that and that. Interesting that they've managed to do. Have they done all of that? No. Done some of that because they've got access from somewhere. Okay. Platform and path tunnel. I guess then they put the path in as they go, so we don't have to worry about building the path. I like that. Yeah. So that's that done. So if we now come in here and put in some of the terrain blocks that we need, they can then get those trees. If we put in the terrain block we need there, they can get that tree. If I hadn't deleted that, we could get rid of that, but what we can do is let's just put in a tiny tubeway station. We can get rid of that. Yep, did I automate that? Advanced, nope. Attached to street gauge. Bosch, pause below 0.01, unpause above. Tiny number, less tiny number. Awesome. That's all getting sorted. In fact, they're already on that. So what we're going to do now is delete that. Landscaping. Come in here. Going to backfill. Right, that could go as well. Right, that could go. Get rid of you. We'll grab a path. I think I'm just going to delete this lone one down here. They can get to that, so that's okay. All right, you can go. Let's start cutting some trees down. So I've installed the mod which prioritizes cutting dead trees. I'm not sure if that helps or not, but I guess it means that we'll start growing new ones sooner. Right, you're gone. Delete. Come on. All of that now. All of that. All of that Do we need that? Not really. You can go. You can go. You can go. Just going to tidy up this path for now. We'll put it back in once we've done all of the dirt placement. Yeah, let's come out to there. Well, level all of that off. Not that, although we could. But we won't. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. Yep, all of that. And then we'll come out here. Like that. We'll do all of this. Let's do across there. Yeah. I know this is probably going to cause some upset with the order that I've placed it in, but they'll work it out. What I probably want to do is be going that way. Yes, I know it's a lot of dirt, but what we're going to do is grab the priority tool and prioritize it. Let's fill in that little gap as well, and then we're going to grab the priority tool over here. And we're going to deprioritize all of that as well. Right. Where are we? So this is in. But not turning. So it has not worked how I would have liked it to. Yeah, they're not vertically connected. Okay. So that was a platform. No, that was not that. It was not that. It was that. So let's delete that. That. Yes, we need to delete that. Doesn't seem to do what I want it to do, which is really annoying because it's going to delete so much. Yeah, doesn't seem to have done what I wanted it to do. Do we just suck it up, accept that and rebuild it all? Neatness. Right. Yes. Yes, and that means we can just build it from above. One of you is probably going to be telling me how I could have done it without doing this, and that's great. I appreciate you. I really do. I would just like to get on with doing the things we want to do. So, I guess I could replace those now, couldn't I? let's take advantage of this. Let's take advantage of this and delete those. Put in those. So we can then put in housing. We can put in you go. Where's the entrance on this? There. Bosh. Bosh. Make sure that's a priority. And then we can rebuild the statue. Monument's what I was looking for. Now hopefully this, get rid of that. Yeah, that one's not going to have done what I wanted either. So let's that and that. Hopefully the thing at the bottom has power. Yep, it does. Delete that. We want vertical power shaft. So it can do horizontal, but it can't do vertical. That's fine. Monuments. Tribute to ingenuity. Bosh. You can go. In fact, we will delete that path. Don't see any problem with leaving the tunnel under there, but we will get rid of that and fill in that hole. Then well-being. Observatorium. They're ground only. Tunnels are not ground only. So Bosh. Bosh. I think we'll do is we'll put a tiny tubeway station on the top there. Path along there. And delete that. The block there. Actually, what I should probably do is put well-being observatorium. You should go there. Because what we could then do is not build that yet. Because we could go from there, there, We could bring power underneath. We're going to have to come under the tubeway. We could use power that guy there. I think they can build that from there. So then power you. You, and then a vertical power shaft. Dirt back on the top of that. That's got power, so we can do that. Then we can do well-being, tunnel there, wind tunnel there. Motivatorium, if we cut out a bit there. That will be enough. Not sure how high we need to go. And something like that to do it. So that's that. Right, back over here. All of that's been done, so that can go. Tubeway. Should we want that guy? That guy. Wait. Where are we headed? Somewhere up here. Need to get to the build site, don't we? I think we can keep going straight for now. This is going to be quite a build, so it's going to take a little while. I think we want to run around this. Go up, up, there, we'll go up there, up there, maybe. So I have an idea in my head, but like most things, that's as far as we've got. So, the first thing we need to do is probably clear this mountain of scrap metal. So what we'll do is we'll put in, if we put another tiny tubeway station, let's do it here. Storage, large warehouse. 2, 3 large warehouses. That's quite a lot of scrap metal. So that's the wrong thing. Because, yeah, we've got to use piles, haven't we? So what we're going to do is a pile of piles, I guess. Yeah. Big pile of piles. That's a lot of piles. Someone should go see a doctor. let's do it like this. Do it the old-fashioned way. Do it the old-fashioned way. No, scrap. So we'll probably set these to supply. Turn the mine off. There's a path there. That would be why, wouldn't it? Fix that. That there. Put path there. Bosh, 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 bosh. Scrap, 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 scrap. And tubeway. We actually need to get to the scrap as well. Oh, scavenger flag. 1, 2, 3. Bots. Go. Yep. That's that done. That doesn't have power because it needs a link across the back, I think. Let's think, yeah, takes power like that, doesn't it? So let's help them with that. We probably are gonna need to help with getting them up there. And they might need help with actually building the connection. Right, is that enough? Well-being, motivatorium, yes, except by the same logic, gonna need a power connection. Yeah, they can't get to do the power. And that's going to annoy some of you doing it one at a time like that, but lovey. Do power. There. We might need... No, if we just pause that for a sec, so they can get to build all of that. Yeah, Brilliant. And then what we should do is throw in some decorative jobbies that hit those. Did like the suggestion actually to switch those over. So put the lamp in the corner so that it hits the building, and then put the clock there because it has a wider arc of influence. Pop parts are not looking great. Why not? You're doing limbs. You're doing chassis. You're doing heads. Maybe they're just getting used. Maybe we need to hit the buttons on prioritization. I've still got 19 bots spare, so, you know. It's not a problem. I think we'll get rid of you. Fill that in. Well-being. Mud baths, if we wanted to put mud baths in there. Stop doing those. We want to do those, but not those. I want to get rid of that as well. We'll see. You go 2, 4, 6. That's okay. Yeah, so you've got to go. You can go. You can go. There. Which means if we did this, we could get another one there. Build that up. Build the back up. That. Bosh, 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 bosh. We do need to get power into them, which we will do by up here. Cut down those trees. Could bring power in the bottom, actually. Kind of like that idea. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Vertical power shaft there. There. We've got power here, so I think what we do is, if I can find the right buttons, delete that. We're going to have to rebuild some ladders, but that's not a problem. We do that. Do that. Do that. Put an ladder there. Delete that. that there. We put paths down there. Put another tiny tubeway station there. And if we really wanted to, put another one of those there. Do that. Go, you can go. Go, you could go. Build that bit of dirt. I think I need to put that there. We need to give them a small storage for, I think it's dirt this uses. Yeah. Dirt obtain, which we're using all of at the moment for building stuff, but you know. Then if we come up here, we need to do that. That's getting done. So we need to then come down here. Pause the mine. Have these all set to supply. It'd be really nice if you could bulk set this kind of stuff, but you know, it's what it is. And I'll, if I, you know, as you set them to, some of them to supply and not others, they come and move them within the stack, which is not the purpose of me setting some of them to supply beavers. But they don't know that, do they? There we go. So did I manage to close? Yeah, I did manage to close the exits of that tiny tubeway. That was sensible of me. Oh well. We're doing okay for everything except bot parts and dirt. And we've now got storage for 4,000 metal, which we're very quickly going to fill, because as soon as I can, I am going to put so many scrap metal bots up here. I mean, I guess the way to tackle that would be to have this facing that way. I put the path there, and then if I do scrap metal, they can get at some of those. That will give us 6 scrap metal bots, and as we clear more of this, we can just bring more and more of them up here. The idea being that we just ravage this area, and let's just max prioritize the building of those so that we get that done as quickly as possible. Let's have a dirt storage over here. Let's have some more pathage. So they can eventually do that once they've got dirt. Right, they're all in. Awesome. So that gives the main district pretty much everything. They've got an exercise plaza. They probably need more. But it gives them the opportunity to get to everything. Which is cool. I'm going 45 minutes already. And we're just getting to... Why are you... It isn't connected? No, because they've managed to build those, but not that yet. Interesting. Very interesting. So our gear production is looking shoddy. You're running okay. Do we want to put some more gear production up here? Good. We could put one here. We could put one here. That'd be neater, wouldn't it? Let's do that. It'll help a little bit. That might be why some of our bot parts are not so great, because I'm guessing they use gears. Oh, they're alright. Okay. I'm not sure then. Oh well. Right, you can be deleted. Yeah, I think some of this is probably just because I've screwed some stuff up in terms of placement. So if we end up with this sitting waiting, we'll do some GT. Well, we'll maybe just delete it, and because yeah, and replace it. But we'll see. We'll see. At the moment, I think it's more because there isn't any dirt. But the priority is this. Actually, what we could do is get a couple more in by doing this. Yep. So one of the mods that I've added in that I'm looking forward to making use of, and I'm not sure where it is. Actually, maybe it's just added to the... We can look. I'm only going to use it because I think it's a little bit easier. I'm only going to use it on that colony. But is to filter water. So this lets you filter bad water into good water. It increases the power usage. I still think it's a little bit iffy, but what I want to do with this district that we are a very long way from having created is have it so that they their water comes from filtering bad water. Their food comes from hydroponic gardens, which are food that is then grown from filtered bad water. So it's, yeah, so they're going to be a bit of an unusual colony. Everything comes from bad water. So they're going to grow their own food from the hydroponic gardens. They're going to pump their own water, which comes from filtered bad water. But I don't think they're going to be able, like building materials will have to be imported, but everything else is not going to be. So that's my plan. See how we get on. How's our reservoir looking? So we are doing okay. We're 20 days into the drought. We've still got water in the reservoir. We could do with more extract. Potentially, we've still got some. We could do with upping the coffee production. We have coffee bee. Do we not have anyone gathering coffee? Is that the issue? That could be the issue. I think that is 100% the issue. So, which I am amazed none of you spotted. And we have 250 coffee beans, so that does not appear to be completely the issue. So, where is coffee? You just don't seem to be doing very much. Probably do with more coffee production. A good place to expand the industry over here would be to remove this little plateau. Let's get you going again. Not that we need the logs, but no. I would kind of like to enlarge this as well. Now, we could maybe cut into the mountain at 56 well-being. Nice. We could maybe cut into the mountain a bit, but my thought was we could just clear some of these dead trees and expand it a bit at some point. Right, so we can already increase our number of scrap metalers. Scavengers, that's the word. Still got plenty of storage, so I'm hoping that we've got enough storage to rip this out. These are going to go as we can get to them. We could put a path down here. Put in even more. We've still got 10 spare bots, so I don't particularly want beavers coming all the way over here, so but there is quite a lot of scrap to get rid of, so you know, let's hit it pretty hard, at least initially, get as much ripped out as we can. I think if we focus on that at first, because we need to get down to this battle. I mean, we could, in terms of getting in to cap it, we can go in underneath. But I think ripping this scrap metal out is going to give us a better foundation. I don't think I'm actually going to open up the top to get to it. I think we will pull the water out from here. I think that actually makes sense. But we do want to rip that lot out, so yeah. Still being limited by dirt production there. Gear production is still somewhat limited. You don't seem to have unpaused. Have planks, unless we're short of bots. Actually, it doesn't say we've got vacancies, so not sure why they aren't. Oh, they're sawmills, aren't they? Yeah, so actually it's because we don't need planks. Oh, yep. We are getting to the end of the video, so, you know, give me a break. That is going pretty quick, actually. Thankfully, we're not filling the storage excessively quickly. Some of these are 88, 100. That's not too bad, actually. I thought this was going to be a worse process. Can they get to that? They can. How they're getting to it. I think if we demolish these, they can get to that one as well. I don't know why I dislike these blockages so much, but I do. So, you know, they go. 58 well-being. Pretty gnarly. So they should now be able to get to that one. Brilliant. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to take long to rip this out at all. Yes, we want to close that back in, but we'll do it with terrain rather than the blockages. Gonna get down and dirty. Sorry. Bit of Christina Aguilera for you there. You could go there. You could go to there. You could go to there. Water. Bad water discharge. Bosh. We will have it go in closed. Might as well work on getting that built. You can be demolished as well. And then we can put a ladder there and they can get to that bit of metal as well. Wow. That is going pretty darn quick. I don't think we need to put any more in. I think that's going to be fast enough, you know. Yeah. Definitely doing a thing. Definitely doing a thing. Water supply still on 30k. We've got 27 days left of the drought. We've just got the one dirt excavator. It's running at 85% efficiency, so I'm not too worried. And I'm not worried if it takes them a while to actually clear this stuff out. So what we are going to do is just click on our district centre and see how we're looking now. So wet fur we need to sort. The food we're not growing we need to sort. We're a bit low on campfires, but that's quite a low benefit. Earth repopulator we don't have. Swimming pool we don't have. Everything we're doing pretty well actually. So I do think that it, as it was suggested to me, maybe we should sort out swimming area. to keep that bonus. I mean, what we could do is just have it so that this area actually stays irrigated. So that they're getting their swimming bonus. But actually 58 well-being is pretty solid, isn't it? Pretty solid. So if we look at our beavers, we've got 220% work speed, 60% movement speed, 110% life expectancy. That's not bad, is it? Not bad. I'll take that. These guys are doing well. This is going in. We just need gears, and we have already said we have a problem with gear production. I wonder if the gears are running over here. I guess we only have the one gear workshop, so... But it doesn't have any planks in it, so... Maybe that's not been running. There we go. The power grid is a little low, even with the engine running. So during a drought, we could do with a little bit more juice. In general. Okay, so you can't reach anything now. So you can go. You can go. It's pretty impressive how quickly they're clearing this out. And we're up to 1,500 scrap metal. So I've got the idea I've got in my head is a smallish colony supported on a kind of spindly tower. As I said, it is self-sufficient. So we'll probably use the bad water that flows for power generation. So it's going to cover power generation and water. So we will need it to flow. So actually, yeah, we will want it to flow out of here. They're not going to need too much power, just for some well-being stuff and some food processing, because we're going to need a food factory, and we're going to need to grow some canola, aren't we? And a few trees. Unless they just live on fermented mushrooms. It's going to be an interesting challenge, this. But, yep. So what I think we'll probably do is have it come up off of here. Probably. Or maybe up off of somewhere here. So we're building off of ground rather than off of the overhangs. And we can get some power generation going on down here. We're going to need a little bit of farming in there. And a little bit of forestry by the looks of it. So, going to be in. Maybe we could have that on the roof. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're evolving. I'm liking this. I'm liking this idea. Yeah, I was hoping to get more done, but we need to get the foundation sorted. And actually, we could build it off of there. So what we want to do is come across here. Maybe a couple of these could be set to be logs by the looks of it. We could get in some lumberjacks. Get all of those cut down. Let's get those taken. I didn't want to do that. Let's cancel that deletion. What to do is delete that, those, that. Blockages. There we go. Bring some bots over to do the lumberjacking. Guessing they can't reach that one in there. Probably can now. Yep. So that. Still waiting on gears. It's fine. It's going to take a little while. Going to delete you. Going okay. I am super pleased with how quickly they've stripped that off. Probably need to extendo path. Do that. We can. I'm just going to delete those trees there. Oh, well, they filled those up already. I'm guessing because we've got busy lumberjacks back down in the main area. Alright, so you now need to go on. Three days left of the drought. Yeah, I'm thinking we turn this into a... Either that or we build them some swimming pools over here somewhere. Sure. Not sure which is the best option there. Alright, those are out. Those are going slowly. Just because storage is full. That needs extending. To be marked for deletion. Storage is full, so do I just delete those now? Yes. It's going to be waiting for a while, I think. Let's just do that. Otherwise, I'm going to be waiting ages. And I would like next time to be putting in the beginnings of the construction. I actually thought it would take much longer to rip this out than it has, but it's been insanely fast. A few. Delete. And it's just for neatness. I know we don't need to, but we've got time, so. Right, let's think. Bad water is going to flow out of here, along here. This is kind of jagged, but I think we want to clean this up. I think that's maybe the next job, to just get us a nice straight path along here for power generation. So that we can have a nice easy life with that job. Wow. Seriously, Beaver Bots, you've nailed that one. I did not expect that to be anywhere near as fast. Okay, working on that. Let's prioritize that because that's waiting on gears. So. Back up to 30k water. And this holds a, you know, not insignificant amount. But the 50-day droughts are not proving to be a challenge particularly yet. I think 75 was the max. Good place for our water situation. And the really cool thing is when one bot leaves, there's these guys. There's another one just waiting to come in to rip out the last pieces. Awesome. Brilliant. So they all just need to be emptied now. If they aren't, they are all empty. So delete, delete, delete. I cannot believe how quick that went. That was ridiculous. So they can get done now. You can all go. Get rid of those first. That filled in. And what I'm thinking is we make it a 2-wide channel. Has this been finished yet? Yeah, it has. So we just focus the flow. And we make it straight as well. So it drops down to there. So yeah, we do that. Not going to do it all today because we are at an hour and a quarter already. So yes, I know I'm probably begging to get beavers stuck, but beavers will unstuck themselves. We have the unstuckify mod, so it'll be fine. That. And we don't that then. And we can run a path all the way through there. And that will let a lot of it be built. But that is a job for another day, folks. We probably... No, that should be okay because it's going to flow out of there. It's going to drop into there and go that way. Yeah, probably be okay. Go by... No. I'm doing this wrong, but I'm sure one of you will take pleasure in correcting me. I think I need to do them with the arrows facing the other way to reduce the chance of beavers getting stuck. Can build from above as well, so that is the thing. To about there. Go. Good stuff. So yeah, that's going to be our power channel. But like I said, that is a job for another day. Yeah, I will see you all next time, folks. Let me know what you think about the idea of the kind of self-contained Sky City looking across the colony down on the other beavers. See you next time.